Alright, let's do some review of dividing with decimals. We have here 3 divided by 2/10. The first thing I want to point out that's going to help a lot of you is how exactly do we set up this problem correctly, because about half of your mistakes are coming with not setting up the problem in the right order, meaning I either see students doing it like this or students doing it like this. Now, if you look at what I just wrote down, that's two entirely different problems, and one of these is actually the correct way to write it down. So only one of these works. The correct way is actually this way here. So this way is not the correct way to set up the problem. But let's just do a quick reteach on why or how we always know how to set it up the right way. Because once you figure that out, it's going to help a lot of you just even attempt it correctly, so you're not wasting your time. Okay. So, quick review. This 3 is called the dividend, and the 2/10 is called what you divide it by, is called the divisor. Alright, so when we go to set up a division problem, the dividend always goes in the division doghouse, and the divisor always is on the outside. So that first number, the dividend in a division expression, always goes in here. And the second part, the divisor, is always on the outside. So if we have this set up, the correct way to set up this problem then would be 3 in the division doghouse and 2/10 on the outside. So if you want to pause that and study that, that's how you set up a division problem. Alright, so now that we know that, let's attempt this problem. One way that I always tell myself this is I just say it out loud to myself. We have 3 divided by 2/10. Okay, so I'm subtracting out groups of 2/10. Right off the bat, you guys, I know I can subtract out one group of 2/10 right off the bat. So I know I can treat this like any other division problem. In fact, I don't even want to put that 0 there. I want to save some room. I know that I can treat it just like a whole number division problem. I'm going to get 2 and 8/10. But I know that's going to take forever. I could keep doing this. I could keep subtracting out 2/10 over and over again and then count up all the numbers of 2/10 I'm subtracting out. Or I can look at this as 2/10 times 10 is 2. 10 times bigger than 2/10. So what I'm thinking of here is 2/10 times 10, or 10 times bigger than 2/10 is 2. And I can subtract out a 2. So that's 2/10 times 10. So I just subtracted out 10 groups of 2/10 right there. I'm left over with 8/10. Alright, I know that 2 times 4 is 8. 2/10 times 4 is 8/10. I could subtract out 8/10 and have nothing left over. And just like in whole number division, I just need to count up how many groups of 2/10 I subtracted out. I subtracted out, if we add that up, 10 plus 4 is 14, plus 1 is 15. My answer then is 15. So if you want to pause, look at that work, what I did, how I got that answer. I'm just using powers of 10 and division just like I would with whole numbers. Let's look at another example. Right here we have 1 and 2/10 divided by 4. Now that I know that this is called the dividend, and this is called the divisor, I know that my dividend, this one here, always goes in the division doghouse, and I know that this one over here, the divisor, always goes on the outside. So with that review, let's set up this problem correctly, because that's half the battle. The dividend, or the first number, goes inside the doghouse. So I'm going to write it like this. 1 and 2/10 divided by 4. So that is the correct way on how to write this. 4 times 3 is 12. I'm just looking at this problem right here, so maybe you can see it along with me. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3/10 is 1 and 2/10. I could subtract this out. without doing really hardly any work at all except just looking at a basic rocket math fact and powers of 10. So what did I do here? I couldn't subtract out one whole group of 4 because 4 is too big, but I could subtract out 3/10 of 4. So my answer is 3/10 with nothing left over. If you want to pause there or repeat what I said, feel free. But there you go. 1 2/10 divided by 4 is 3/10. Okay, last example. I have a word problem. 7 friends pitched in an equal amount of money to purchase a large pizza. The total was $16.10. How much did each friend pay? Okay, so I want to get my expression. I have a total of $16.10, and I want to divide that among 7 friends because they each paid an equal amount, so they're each going to pay the same. Here's my division problem. I know that my first number, my dividend, goes in the division doghouse. My divisor is out here. I have a whole number there. I have 16. I know 7 times 2 is 14. I can subtract out 14 right off the bat. That's 7 times 2. I'm going to get left with $2.10. Ooh. I know that 7 times 3 is 21. But I'm looking over here. I see a 2 and 1/10, so I need to get 10 times smaller. 7 times 3/10 is 2 and 1/10, or 2 and 10/100, or $2.10. I'm going to have nothing left over. That was 7 times 3/10. I get this answer of 2 and 3/10. I want to plug this back into my answer here to see if it makes sense with the word problem. Each friend would pay 2 and 3/10. Well, that's not how money's written. Money would be written 2 and 30/100, or $2.30. Each friend would pay $2.30. If you just want to pause and see with my work, again, I'm really big on using these powers of 10. I found the basic rocket math fact. 7 times 3 is 21, but that's 2 and 1/10, so we go 10 times smaller right here, 10 times smaller right here. I had nothing left over. I plug it back into my word problem. It's money. $2.30 is my answer. Again, it's a video. You can pause, rewind, study. But there you go. I hope you found this helpful.